Part 6. Honghuang, I can reach the sky without realizing the great way, and I will never change my form to author, Honghuang Xiaoan. Chapter 51. When Jinling and Wudan heard this, their expressions changed. But she didn't wait for them to speak. Tongtian had already used his magical power to change the world, and a sharp shout came from Lao Tzu, who stipulated that only you can take away the fate of the human race. You are so domineering, who gave you the courage? When I heard this, my expression changed. This voice also appeared when I was robbing the lich's remnant treasure. Now it's here again. Who are you? Why do you keep meddling in our affairs? I shouted. You are not qualified to know who I am. Today, the two girls will win 40% of the human race's luck. And for you, 60% enlightenment is already the limit. Tongtian said in a contemptuous tone. He is still the same strong and domineering, and my face is shaking with anger. There is no need to worry about the golden spirit, as long as the two of you are granted the title of honor. Leave this to me. Tongtian secretly sent a message to the two women. The two women were overjoyed when they heard it. They almost called out the teacher's name. Fortunately, they remembered Tongtian's instructions and could not expose their master-disciple relationship with Tongtian. Today, my golden spirit, I wish to become the holy mother of the human race. There is nothing I can do today, but I also want to become the holy mother of the human race. Two tender voices came out. I saw that the luck of the four major tribes was converging on the bodies of two women. Although I am afraid of the person who made the sound, how could I agree if the luck is given to others like this? Take away my luck, and I will let you wait until you die. Come to death. Lao Tzu's moral law has emerged. Lao Tzu, since you are ignorant, I will teach you a lesson today. Capture the sun and the moon. With a scolding, a huge magical power came through the air. It traveled across hundreds of millions of miles. When it was once that the sky could reach the realm of killing two corpses, this magical power that captured the sun and the moon could fight one against four. Not to mention now. 3 corpses were killed, and now I was the only one. A magical power came out. The power of law directly crushed me. I, who had the immortal wind, was instantly embarrassed. There were many scars on the Tao body. You've gone too far. I am a disciple of Tao ancestor. I couldn't beat him again and again, and saw my luck being taken away. I could only use my teacher's name to scare away those who spoke out. What about the disciples of Daozu? So what if I bully you? Get out now, otherwise, I will make your body and spirit disappear today. Tongtian shouted loudly, like thunder exploding. You. Just think about it, I am quite a prominent person in the prehistoric times. But in front of this person, it was like chasing a dog. But I have nothing to say to refute, nor do I have the strength to resist. After spitting out one word, he remained silent for a while. Why do you want to help them take away their luck? I asked coldly. I am happy to help them take away your luck. Have a temper? Let's fight again. Tongtian's tone was domineering. I have recorded what happened today, I said a harsh word coldly and prepared to leave. Just leave and say harsh words. Then give me another magical power. It's okay to leave, but I still have to show off before leaving. You can show off in front of others, but you can't show off in front of Tongtian. You have to stand at attention when you are beaten. A magical power came across the sky again. I looked panicked. I quickly used my magic power. Resisted. But the next second, it was like an egg hitting a stone. In an instant, a loud noise came out, I was seriously injured, and my spirit was a little dim. It would be difficult to recover without a few hundred years. This time, I no longer dared to say harsh words, and directly escaped from the void. See Our Lady of Golden Spirit. Meet Our Lady of Wudan. The two women received the honorary position, and the four major tribes of the human race respected and worshipped them. Jinling, Wuodang, uses the luck of the human race to practice cultivation. Tongtian warned and withdrew his consciousness. On the deserted island, Tongtian entered seclusion and practiced. In the blink of an eye, another 1,000 years passed. I feel that the human race is weak, and today I report to heaven. I am willing to create a religion in the human race and protect the human race in its prehistoric times. My voice came out. It shocked the whole world. My Taoist friend is going to establish a religion and become a Taoist. Senior brother, I am about to attain enlightenment. Lotus flowers fell from the sky one after another. Heaven agreed. In an instant, 60% of the human race's luck gathered in my body. When luck gathers, I use Tai Chi to suppress it. The Tai Chi diagram, the innate treasure that suppresses luck, appeared in the sky. The huge luck opened the way for Lao Tzu to attain enlightenment. My name is Lao Tzu, and today I have realized that my luck and luck are in chaos. The words fell. My aura suddenly changed and I became the Honghuang saint. Congratulations to my fellow Taoist. Congratulations to the Saint Lao Tzu. The ancient voices of celebration came one after another. And Tongtian sneered. 10% of the human race's destiny is shared by my disciples, 40%. I am 60% lucky enough to achieve enlightenment, but in the future I will only be a mediocre one among the lucky saints. Speaking of my becoming a saint, it should have happened hundreds of years ago, but I was seriously injured by Tongtian, and the healing process took hundreds of years. Ding. To test Lao Tzu's sanctification, two choices are given. Choice 1, immediately transform into a human form, establish a religion to suppress the luck, and become a Chi Luck Honghuang. Reward, an innate treasure. Choice 2, refuse to transform and continue practicing to lead to the Great Road. Reward, 24th grade Dingai Pearl. Honghuang, I can reach the sky without realizing the Great Way, and I will never change my form to author, Honghuang Xiaoan. Chapter 52. The system is in trouble again. If you don't take the path of Supreme Honghuang, how can you get luck in Honghuang? Tongtian directly chooses second. The 24th grade Dingai Pearl appeared in front of Tongtian. It turned out to be this treasure. This treasure was obtained by chance while traveling through the sky in my previous life. Later, it was given to one of my disciples, Zhao Gongming. That disciple relied on this treasure to gain great fighting power. But it was a pity that he was killed by Ran Deng Taoist in the end. Of course, in this life, this result is absolutely impossible to happen. Tongtian originally wanted to find Zhao Gongming and Sang Xiao's disciples in advance. But he immediately realized that Zhao Gongming and Sang Xiao still need at least several yuanhui to condense their bodies, and it will take tens of thousands of years. Will appear in form. Then Tongtian gave up this idea. After collecting the 24th grade of Dingai Pearl, Tongtian looked at the system panel. Cultivation level, Quasi-Sage 28th Beheading the Corpse Technique, Chaos Strength Supreme Method. Spells, the Art of Rebirth. Magical Powers. Fire of Chaos, Divine Palm splitting the sky, insight into the heaven and earth, capturing the sun and the moon, changing the sky and the earth, thunder. Magical Weapons, Sun and Moon Beads, Honghuang Golden Dough, Chaos Beads, 9 Dragon Cauldron, 4 Swords of Killing Immortals, Fenbao. Rock, 6 Soul Banners, Heart-Piercing Treasure Locks, Water Dragon Beads, 3 Light Divine Water, 24 Grade Dingai Beads. Now there are only 5 levels left before the 33rd level of the Quasi-Sage. By breaking through these 5 levels, you can reach the sky and reach the Supreme Being. Honghuang has begun. The prehistoric era does not remember years. Tens of thousands of years have passed. Tongtian has reached the 31st level of quasi-sainthood. Who can save me Quesadagarba? Suddenly an exclamation came from the void. Kesidagarba. Tong Tien, who was in seclusion, woke up immediately. According to the normal prehistoric calendar, Kesidagarba will enter the west. When Haoshan became the new Jade Emperor of Heaven, he then made a great wish to enter the underworld. If hell is not empty, you will not become a Buddha. Hell will not be empty. How can it be empty? Even if hell is empty, it is still necessary for the underworld to exist. In this way, it is obvious that hiding in the underworld is not for the so-called grand ambitions. It is for merit. To put it bluntly, the two people in the West learned that the underworld can gain merit by saving evil ghosts. Sending Kesidagarba to the underworld is equivalent to cultivating merit on the spot. Moreover, this merit was not obtained by Kesidagarba alone, but was distributed to the entire sect in the West. All the Buddhas in the West in later generations can have golden light on their heads. It is entirely the merit of Kesidagarba. Entering Buddhism and gaining merit, that's why the saying comes from. Ding. The detection host encounters Kesidagarba, who is being hunted by Kunpeng's men, and is given two options. Choice 1, don't ask questions and let Kesidagarba be killed. Reward, the treasure of the day after tomorrow. Choice 2, save his life and become his disciple. Reward, 500 yuan of chaotic power. The merits of Tongtian are optional, but it is absolutely impossible to have such a plug-in to gain merits and give it to the two of you in the West. And the second option also has the power of 500 yuan of chaos. Tongtian will not hesitate. I chose second place. At this moment, Kesidagarba was just a little Taoist Xianxian. Speaking of it, Kesidagarba was quite unlucky. He traveled all the way to the ancient times, but was met by Kunpeng. Kunpeng saw that his talent was good and wanted to he was taken under his command. Kunpeng had a fierce aura, so Kesidagarba was naturally unwilling to do so. But Kunpeng was too strong, so Kesidagarba had no choice but to agree first. Taking advantage of the discussion between Kunpeng and the ancestor Ming he decisively escaped. Kunpeng learned that the people under his command had actually escaped and were unwilling to follow him. How happy he was with his ferocious nature. So he sent other people under his command to search. By coincidence, Kesidagarba was found by several vicious Taoists. Traces. Those vicious Taoists are chasing after them crazily. Kesidagarba, come to death. Several vicious Taoists shouted. I think I, Kesidagarba, have great ambitions, but God doesn't allow me. You are destined to die here today. Kesidagarba had a look of pain on his face. Tongtian couldn't help but smile. This Kesidagarba is a bit funny. When you get here, you can't die. Tongtian's indifferent voice came out. In an instant, the surrounding space trembled. The vicious Taoists who were chasing him immediately stopped. Kesidagarba's face was happy when he heard the sound. It was obvious that he knew that the person who made the sound was a powerful person. Senior, help me! Kesidagarba shouted. Since I have appeared, I will save you. After saying that, Tongtian stared at several vicious Taoists. Wait, do you want to stay or get out? The voice was like thunder. Several vicious Taoists immediately felt that as long as this voice was willing, it could destroy them effortlessly. Several people were very scared, but they did not leave immediately. This senior, we are under the command of the great master Kunpeng, and this Kesidagarba was asked by the great master Kunpeng to capture us. Can. Several vicious Taoists haven't finished speaking yet. What about Kunpeng? If you want to get someone, let him try it himself. As for you waiting, I will only give you one breath of time. The sound in the sky exploded. Senior, I'll wait, I'll leave right now. Several vicious Taoists did not dare to stay for a moment. Kesidagarba, enter my dojo. Kesidagarba only felt dazed for a while. When he woke up, he was already within the Chaos Galaxy formation. "Senior, did you just save me?" Ksatigarba saw Tongtian's body for the first time and asked quickly. "If not me, who else could it be?" "Do you think there could be anyone else here?" Tongtian smiled. Now Ksatigarba looks like a stupid boy. "Thank you, Ksatigarba, Senior. Ksatigarba will definitely repay the kindness that our predecessors have shown us," Jizang said with sincere thanks. "There is no need to pay back. I will give you two choices now. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Honghuang, I can reach the sky without realizing the great way, and I will never change my form to author, Honghuang Xiaoan. Chapter 53. The first option is that I have temporarily driven away the people chasing you, and you are considered safe. I will send you out of the formation, and you can leave on your own. The second option is to join my sect and become my disciple. Tongtian Dao. Senior, I choose to join your sect. Ksatigarba did not hesitate to choose to worship Tongtian as his teacher. The momentum Tongtian is showing now is very powerful. In addition, Tongtian can save himself and is definitely not a vicious person. So in his opinion, worshipping Tongtian as his teacher is the best for him. Choose. In this case, then you are my sixth disciple. Tongtian Dao. Ksatigarba meets the teacher. Ksatigarba saluted quickly. Who is so bold that he dares to take in the person I, Kunpeng, want to kill? At this time, a sharp shout came out from the horizon. Along with the endless vicious power, it swept through the entire Chaos Tianhe formation. Teacher, Kunpeng is here. Ksatigarba is instinctively a little afraid. It's not just Kunpeng who's coming, but also Ancestor Styx. When he felt the evil aura, Tongtian also felt a karma fire evil aura. Ah! An Ancestor Styx? Teacher, what is that? These two people are both evil men in ancient times. Why don't you hand me over, teacher? In Ksatigarba's view, Tongtian is very strong, but it is difficult to be stronger than Kunpeng and Ancestor Styx. It can only be said that Ksatigarba underestimates his teacher. It's just Kunpeng and the Styx, I didn't take it seriously. If they don't meet Tongtian, they can be vicious anywhere. They can also be well-deserved villains. But when they meet Tongtian, their reputation as villains is worthy of the name. Teacher, are you the Honghuang saint? Seeing Tongtian's confident attitude, Ksatigarba asked quickly. I'm not. Tongtian shook his head and said with disdain on his face, but in my eyes, Saint Honghuang is nothing more than mediocre. What Tongtian will prove in the future is the supreme avenue. The Honghuang saint is very powerful, but compared to the supreme avenue, he is not worth mentioning at all. What kind of existence is my teacher? Even Saint Honghuang didn't take it seriously. Ksatigarba could not help but murmur in his heart. Ksatigarba, please wait here for me for a moment. Since Kunpeng and Styx dare to harass me, they should know the consequences. Tongtian's true body came out across the sky. But in an instant, Tongtian had already towered into the void. Not far away at this moment, Kunpeng showed his fierceness, and the ancestor of Styx was hiding behind. Babel. Seeing Tongtian appear, the expressions of the two people changed. Tongtian, have you rescued Ksatigarba who betrayed me, Kunpeng? Kunpeng asked. That's right, Tongtian speaks bluntly. Tongtian, the two of us do not want to be your enemy. You hand over Ksatigarba and we will leave now. Obviously, both Kunpeng and Minghe are a little afraid of Tongtian. They said they didn't want to be enemies. If it were anyone else, they would have already fought. It's impossible to hand it over, Tongtian said coldly. Even though the two of them were afraid of Tongtian, they couldn't help but become angry after hearing this. Tongtian, you are so disrespectful of the two of us, Ancestor Styx scolded. Do I need to take you into consideration? Tong Tien laughed. Even if he is the Hunyuan saint, he is not taken seriously by Tong Tien. What's more, these two people. Tong Tien, you go too far. Kunpeng's eyes were furious. Tong Tien was scary, but how could he, Kunpeng and Ming He have been bullied like this? Kunpeng was the first to hold back. Demon Master Sword, come out. The fierce aura that swept through the world emerged, and a strange sword appeared out of the sky. Quite a temper. I haven't held you accountable for your nonsense in my dojo, but you actually took action first. After Tong Tien scorned, a strong murderous intention suddenly emerged. In this case, you can stay here today. The Zuxian sword is the greatest killing treasure in the world, but Tong Tien has never used it since he obtained the 4 swords of Zuxian. Today, it is a coincidence. I have the opportunity to use the sword as a fierce person from the world. The 4 swords of killing immortals. After the fusion of the original law of killing, the 4 swords of Zuxian are so powerful to kill. When the swords are released, the surrounding space thousands of miles away is filled with chills of killing. What a strong killing intent! The killing power of these 4 swords has at least reached the level of innate treasures. Kunpeng and Ancestor Ming He were shocked in their hearts. Although they were shocked, Kunpeng's Demon Master Sword had already been slashed out. It was about to fall on Tong Tien's body in the blink of an eye. Tong Tien stared into the void. Cut. The 4 swords of Zuxian flew across the sky. In the first moment, Kunpeng's Demon Master Sword was crushed into pieces by the powerful killing intent of the 4 swords of Zuxian. This sword is too strong. Not good. Kunpeng's eyes flashed with fear. At first, when the 4 swords of Zuxian came out, Kunpeng just felt that they were very strong. But at the moment when he crushed the Demon Master's sword, Kunpeng felt a big crisis. This crisis was enough to kill him. The Zuxian sword, as he gets closer and closer to his demon body, this big crisis of death and destruction becomes more and more serious. Stakes, quickly help me resist this sword. This sword was too terrifying and powerful. Kunpeng couldn't help but call for help from Styx. But when he called for help again, Kunpeng quickly sacrificed the second corpse-slaying treasure, which was also the Demon Master's palace with the most powerful defense. Kunpeng still didn't feel safe. He concentrated all the power of the laws of the 3 corpses around the demon body. Ab Yuan to come out. When Ming He heard the sound, he didn't dare to hesitate at all. He also saw how terrifying this sword was. He quickly sacrificed his 2 corpse-killing treasures. Honghuang, I can reach the sky without realizing the great way, and I will never change my form to author, Honghuang Xiaoyan. Chapter 54. It's all useless. If my immortal killing sword comes out, it means that Kunpeng will die today. Tong Tien sneered disdainfully. The combination of the killing sword and Tong Tien's law of power is so powerful that it dominates the world. No one can stop it except the Hunyuan saint. Abi Yuan Tu of Styx has not been directly impacted. It is exempted. The calamity of crushing, but its power has been completely destroyed by the intention of killing. As for Kunpeng's defensive treasure, the Demon Master's palace, it was directly broken into pieces like the Demon Master's sword. The power of laws protecting Kunpeng's body was even more like a mountain collapsing, it was suddenly wiped out. The 4 swords of Zuxian carried the terrifying murderous intention across the Kunpeng demon body. In an instant, the Kunpeng demon body was reduced to pieces with lightning speed. The fire of its soul was dissipated at an extremely fast speed. Fall from the sky. Kunpeng. Ancestor Ming He saw Kunpeng die and disappear, and his face was shocked. 1 sword, just 1 sword. Kunpeng killed 3 corpses, the demon body was broken, and the soul disappeared. Teacher, that's amazing. Chaos Tian and Jizo in the formation were dumbfounded. He has never seen a duel between such powerful people. He has never seen a being as powerful as his teacher. In his opinion, Chaos Yuan Shengren is so powerful. Tongtian, today you killed my best friend Kunpeng, Styx, will avenge it sooner or later. Tongtian was so powerful at the moment that Ming he knew he was no match. After giving a loud shout, he immediately prepared to escape. For speaking nonsense in my dojo, Kunpeng paid the price with his own life and death. But do you want to leave so easily? Do you think that's possible? There was a cold voice in the sky, like the ice and snow. The law of power showed its dominance over thousands of miles of void. The power of the most powerful law completely sealed the space. Kunpeng, who wanted to escape, suddenly looked panicked. His Tao body was suppressed by the void. Unable to move. How strong the law of force is, this scene is the best way to describe it. At the same level, there is no way to compete with it. Tongtian, after you destroyed Kunpeng, do you still want to destroy me? I was transformed from the dirty blood of Pangu, and the endless dirty blood is the avatar of my soul. If you destroy me now, I can still be resurrected from the sea of blood. Styx roared. I know what you said, you are destined to have endless blood sea clones. I don't have time to go to the endless sea of blood to slaughter all your clones now, but for coming here, I have to pay the price no matter what. You still have Abiuantu to keep your Deo body. Ancestor Styx's endless sea of blood is very powerful, but when it encounters the fire of chaos, it is like fish on the chopping board. However, Tongtian has just accepted Ksitagarba, and he is still preparing to break through to the Supreme Hunyuan. If not, Tongtian will be the best today. He is bound to be hunted down into the endless sea of blood. Leaving behind Styx's Taoist body will give him a longer memory. As for leaving Abiuantu behind, it's just right. If Ksitagarba chooses to enter the underworld in the future, these two treasures are just right for him. Tongtian, you dare to try to take away my most precious treasure, Styx shouted wildly, but he hadn't finished speaking yet. Tongtian is too lazy to listen to his nonsense. Die. Tongtian's words fell, and the immortal killing sword came out. The murderous intent was overwhelming. Tongtian did not use the law of power to seal the space before. Kunpeng could still use the treasure to resist one or two. But now the Styx couldn't move at all. He didn't even have the chance to resist. The sword passed by, and the Tao body instantly disintegrated into fragments. Abiuantu remained in the void. This Styx river is really cunning. He only brought Abiuantu with him when he came out, but left the most powerful treasure, the fire-red lotus, in his body. If you bring it with you, just stay with it this time. The red lotus of karmic fire is the original treasure of the Styx. It is something that can suppress luck. Even if it makes Tongtian a little greedy. It seems that we can only wait until we break through the Supreme Hunyuan, go out for a walk and receive the karma of the fire-red lotus. Tongtian Deo. His subordinate Abiuantu, Tongtian entered the chaotic Tianhe formation. In an endless sea of blood in the prehistoric times. Tongtian, Styx, will fight you until death. The Styx, who had just been resurrected as a clone, was extremely angry. Not only had he lost two treasures, but now his cultivation level was the most serious. He originally killed 3 corpses, but now he has to start from scratch. He has practiced countless yes, it will all come to nothing in the end. But to be honest, as Tongtian said, he just has a good life and has a body with an endless sea of blood. And it just so happens that Tongtian doesn't want to leave the dojo at the moment. He returns to the desert island. Ksitagarba is completely free at the moment. Zhang's face was still in a state of surprise. After waiting for a while, it returned to normal. Teacher, what state are you in? Ksitagarba asked impatiently. I am a quasi-sage, Tongtian Deo. Quasi-sage? Really? But Kunpeng Ming he is also a quasi-sage, why can you kill them with one sword? From the perspective of resistance, a battle of the same level. It should be a magical power of yours and a treasure of mine. It will take a long time. But from the time I went out to Tongtian to the time I came back, it only took a moment. Quasi-sages also have high and low levels. The high ones are like the sky and me. They are insurmountable. The low ones are like chickens and tile dogs, like Kunpeng and the currents of the Styx River. Tongtian said in an unruly tone. Honghuang, I can reach the sky without realizing the great way, and I will never change my form to author, Honghuang Xiaoan. Chapter 55. Like the sky, it cannot be crossed. When Zhang heard this, his eyes were filled with admiration. At this moment, you haven't practiced my technique yet, I just said that you can experience it. When you practice my skills and reach my level in the future, you will have the same ability as me to raise your hand to kill Kunpeng and the Styx River. Tongtian said indifferently. Really? Can I really become that strong? Kill the same level instantly like the teacher. Ksitagarba's face was filled with excitement. Nature. Tongtian nodded. The mysterious technique of 10,000 Daos is based on the supreme law of chaos power. How can it be weak? If it were weak, how could Tongtian let its disciples practice it? If Tongtian is strong, then his disciples must also be strong. My disciples all only practice one technique, called 10,000 Dao Xiangong. This skill is based on the great Dao Kung Fu, and now I pass it on to you. The 10,000 Dao Xiangong was introduced into Ksitagarba's mind. Ksitagarba immediately felt the supreme mystery of this technique. His heart was filled with emotion. I am giving you a fire that can temper your physical body and soul. A fire of chaos swept through Ksitagarba's body. Teacher, why is it so painful to have this fire close to me? Zhang asked with a look of pain on his face. This fire is the first strange fire in the world. Although it is painful, it has infinite magical effects. If you can bear it, it will benefit you endlessly. Tongtian Dao. The fire of chaos can make people die, and it can also allow people to enjoy the benefits of soul and physical body far beyond the same level. But it depends on whether you can endure it. I have to say that several disciples of Tongtian, they all have one characteristic. That is, they all have the highest pursuit of strength. Hearing this, he was endlessly benefited. Ksitagarba gritted his teeth and endured the fire of chaos to practice. I have already proven the truth. Yuanqi and the two of us in the West should be here soon. After these few become saints, it will be the era of the 3 sovereigns and 5 emperors of the human race. Jinling Wudan has taken away 40% of the human race's current luck, and Lao Tzu's enlightenment has taken away 60%. It can be said that the human race's luck has been plundered. But how fast the human race is developing, how huge it will be. Chi. Luck will be like a leak. Once you cut it, another one will grow. The 3 sovereigns and the 5 emperors will be the time when the luck of the human race reaches another peak. How can the saints just look at it and drool? Those few will definitely come out. Plan. If you don't break the supreme Hunyuan this time, you will definitely not leave the barrier. Tongtian immediately began to retreat. The prehistoric times do not remember years. 10,000 years have passed. Today, at the beginning of my Yuan dynasty, I set out to explain my teachings, hoping that heaven will grant my permission. A voice cut through the void. Fellow Taoist Yuanqi has attained enlightenment. It seems that the 3rd saint is about to appear. Okay, junior brother Yuanqi has achieved enlightenment, and both of us are Hunyuan saints. Voices came out one after another in the ancient times. Lotus flowers descended from the sky. Heaven agreed and Yuanqi established the religion. Pangu flag, come out. I use the Pangu flag to suppress the luck of the teachings. The aura around Yuanqi began to transform into the Hunyuan saint. Ding. Detect the Yuanqi enlightenment Hunyuan and give you 2 choices. Choice 1, immediately transform into a human form, establish a Ji Xiao, and become a Qi Luk Hunyuan. Reward, 3 innate treasures. Choice 2, refuse to transform, continue practicing, and lead to the Great Road. Reward, 10 drops of Pangukal blood essence. Don't bother me in seclusion. Tongtian chose 2. After condensing the essence and blood of Pangukal into the body, he used it to strengthen his body while continuing to cultivate towards the Supreme Hunyuan. The prehistoric times do not remember years. In the blink of an eye, another 30,000 years have passed. Western Spirit Mountain. Today, I, together with my junior brother Zunti, establish Western Buddhism and hope that God will grant it. According to the normal prehistoric calendar, the two people in the West should have achieved enlightenment within about 10,000 years of Lao Tzu's Yuanqi. However, because of Tongtian, they did not benefit much from the Lich War and were delayed for tens of thousands of years. Tens of thousands of years can be. Jiyin and Zunti worked hard to find opportunities and luck. Only then did they finally have the capital to establish an education. Two people from the West also became enlightened. There will be 2 more saints in the ancient world. As the astonishment of the great power of the ancient world came out, lotus flowers descended from the sky again. The way of heaven agreed, and Buddhism could be established. Swing the magic pestle, the wonderful tree of 7 treasures. Out. My brothers and sisters use the magic pestle and the 7 treasure tree to suppress the luck of Buddhism. 2 voices came out. On the Lingshan mountain, the majesty of the 2 saints slowly emerged. They took Zunti and finally became Hunyuan. Ding. The test leads to the correct evidence and 2 options are given. Choice 1, immediately transform into a human form, establish a Ji Xiao, and become a Qi Luk Hunyuan. Reward, 4 innate treasures. Choice 2, refuse to transform, continue practicing, and lead to the Great Road. Reward, 10 drops of Pangukal blood essence. Let yourself transform, and the price actually increased. The Taoist heart is indestructible. Tongtian chose the 2nd place. 10 drops of Pangukal blood essence was obtained again. Transformation is impossible. The previous 10 drops of Pangukal essence and blood are now added to the 10 drops. When my Yuan Shen attains the Supreme Hunyuan, the body will also reach the Supreme Hunyuan level. Tongtian continues to retreat. It's great to read books on May Day. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Grab a deposit now. Activity time, April 29th to May 3rd. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Honghuang, I can reach the sky without realizing the great way, and I will never change my form to author, Honghuang Xiaoyan. Chapter 56. A dollar will pass. Suddenly, in the chaotic Tianhe formation, a vast aura burst out from Tongtian's body. The surrounding force laws are like the transformation of heaven and earth, giving birth to an overbearing pressure. Siddhartha, who was in retreat, felt this pressure and immediately woke up from his practice. Looking at Tongtian's body in surprise. Teacher, the teacher's aura is rapidly increasing. Teacher, this is about to break through. No, I can't bear the teacher's pressure at such a close distance. The chaos galaxy formation is hundreds of thousands of miles wide. Siddhartha did not dare to hesitate for a moment and immediately retreated to the edge of the chaos galaxy formation. However, even when he reached the edge, the terrifying and overbearing majesty still made him feel uncomfortable. The strength the law began to evolve and gradually became the power of strength. Today, I will prove the Supreme Hunyuan. A roar came out. The breath of the sky exuded a power that could not be matched by words. The 33rd level of Quasi-Saint, one step over, is the Supreme Hunyuan. The power of strength destroys all illusions. One step across the sky. The Supreme Hunyuan Saint, accomplished. The teacher, has become a Honghuang saint. But why is the teacher's Honghuang saint so powerful? Ksitagarba's face was full of shock. Although there is a chaos Tianhe formation, the supreme Honghuang aura of Tongtian is too strong, and it is inevitable that a wisp of supreme Honghuang aura from Tongtian will be revealed. However, this wisp of aura is enough to make the great power, and the saints feel its power. What is this smell? So strong and domineering. Why does this aura feel stronger than that of Laozi and other saints? The prehistoric great power has not been able to become a saint, so he can only feel how strong or weak he feels. But the saints can clearly feel that this is the breath of the Honghuang saint, and this Honghuang breath is unfamiliar and stronger than them. Whose breath is this and why is it so strange? What a powerful Honghuang aura, this aura is much stronger than mine. Could it be that another saint appeared in the ancient times? But why is there no lotus flower coming from heaven to answer the question? No, I have to do some calculations to see who it is. This new aura made all the saints instinctively fearful. All the saints originally believed that they were the strongest in the world, but now there is an existence that makes them fearful. Naturally, they want to figure it out. Want to calculate me? Are you qualified? Tongtian, who has successfully achieved the supreme Honghuang, sneered after restraining his breath. The three paths of Honghuang, merit, luck, and supreme. The supreme is the strongest. And Tongtian has the chaos Tianhe formation and the hidden heaven formation. How about all the saints? Being able to calculate to reach the sky is just asking for trouble. When the saints were calculating, they all retreated from the calculation as if they had encountered great terror. This person is too strong, so be careful in the future. Calculation can only show horror, and it must not be simple. All the saints were on guard. On the deserted island. Seeing that Tongtian's aura had converged, Ksitagarba quickly approached him. Disciple congratulates the teacher for becoming a Honghuang saint. Ksitagarba saluted respectfully. It's just Honghuang, there's nothing to congratulate, Tongtian said indifferently. Is Honghuang just a talent? Ksitagarba was surprised. In his opinion, Honghuang is already the supreme. Teacher, are you a saint of luck or a saint of merit? After a while, Jizo asked. I am proved to be the supreme saint, Tongtian Dao. The supreme saint. What is that? Ksitagarba was full of confusion. Merit is the lowest, luck is the middle, and supreme is the highest, Tongtian Dao. With this explanation, Ksitagarba immediately understood. Just go into seclusion. Soon, you will still have a chance to fall in love. If you don't reach the realm, you won't be able to win the chance, Tongtian Dao. Is teacher? Ksitagarba nodded and quickly started practicing in seclusion. Ding. Detect the host and become the supreme Honghuang, giving two choices. Choice 1, immediately transform into another form, establish the Jijiao religion, and become famous throughout the heavens. Reward, a chaos spiritual treasure. Choice 2, refuse to transform and continue pointing towards the supreme avenue. Reward, Hidden Heaven Array upgraded version of the Hidden Heaven Array, with the Divine Array in the body, all relationships with the host are chaos, and the way of heaven cannot be deduced. The voice of the system in the mind came out. The previous transformations were all innate treasures or innate spiritual treasures. This time, it turned out to be a chaos spiritual treasure. The price has doubled. If you don't prove the great way, you will never transform. Transformation is the strongest. Fight the way of heaven with your fists and step on Honghuang. Tongtian will not hesitate. I chose second. The hidden heaven divine formation immediately emerged to cover the whole body. The hidden heaven divine formation can avoid the deduction of heavenly Dao, and if the chaos Tianhe formation reaches 10,000 Yuan Tian, it can directly block heavenly Dao in the area. With the combination of these two, heavenly Dao can do nothing to Tongtian. Tong Tien opened the system panel and took a look. Cultivation, Supreme Hunyuan First Level. Cultivation Technique, Chaos Power Supreme Technique. Spell, The Art of Enlightenment Magical Powers. Chaos Fire, Splitting the Heaven Palm, Insight into the Heaven and Earth, Capture the Sun and the Moon, Change the World, The Thunderous Magic Weapon, Sun and Moon Pearl, Hunyuan Golden Dough, Chaos Pearl, 9 Dragon Cauldron, 4 Swords of Zuxian, Dividing Treasure Rock, 6 Soul Banner, Heart-Piercing Treasure Lock, Water Dragon Pearl, 3 Light Divine Water, 24 Grades High Zug. Hunyuan is divided into 9 heavens, and further up is the Great Road across the sky. Honghuang, I can reach the sky without realizing the Great Way, and I will never change my form to author, Honghuang Xiaoan. Chapter 57. After closing the system panel, Tong Tien used insight into heaven and earth to observe several of his disciples. The West introduced Zunti to establish the religion, just as Tong Tien had guessed. Wuxian, who should have entered Buddhism only after traveling to the West for many kalpas, has now entered Buddhism as he was born in advance. And he also named himself the Demon Buddha. Now Wuxian has killed a corpse. Among the Buddhas, his strength is overwhelming. There is still a complete Hongmeng purple energy in his hand. Among his many disciples, the one who has a chance to become a saint is the Demon Buddha Wuxian. However, there is still little luck in the West now, and the achievement of Jiyin and Zunti is already at its limit. You still have to wait for a while before you can use the luck of the West to become a saint. The second disciple has many treasures. Since the death of the ancestral witch Zhurong and Gong Gong, he has assumed the position of wizard and commanded all the witch clans. Now the realm has already killed a corpse. The third disciple, the Tong-armed ape, is as domineering as ever, and has led the demon clan to millions of people. Among the first 3 disciples, the ape is now the strongest in controlling luck, and his level has reached the level of killing 2 corpses. In the near future, the 3 sovereigns and 5 emperors, and all the saints should also plan for my second and third disciples. Tong Tien sneered. Originally, according to the normal prehistoric calendar, after the Lich War, the fate of the Lich and Monster clan was divided. But because of Tong Tien, the fate of the Lich and Monster clan fell into the hands of his 2 disciples. And now, the fate of the Lich and Monster clan has been divided. The luck has increased to a certain extent. In the era of the 3 sovereigns and the 5 emperors, the luck of the human race was like that of a dragon. When the saints competed for each other, when they saw the luck of the Lich and the 2 clans, they would inevitably also seek to seize it together. Their characters are all too clear to Tong Tien. A cat meets a fish. There is no reason not to eat. However, Tong Tien will not agree if he wants to eat the luck of the Lich and the 2 clans. The 4th and 5th disciples, Jin Ling Wu Dang, have been practicing slower than the 3 senior brothers, and now they are only at the 9th level of Delugo Jinxian. After looking at the conditions of all the disciples, Tong Tien prepared to continue retreat. Suddenly, a fierce sound pierced the air. Today I establish the Shura clan and create the Shura sect. Hope God will answer. Lotus flowers descend from the sky. Heaven answers. Fellow Taoist sticks, what a great opportunity. To establish a clan and a religion, it's a pity that we don't have such an opportunity. Many people who have the power to kill 3 corpses in the ancient world are full of envy. Founding a clan and establishing a religion represents merit. Although there is no Hongmeng purple chi, Hunyuan cannot be achieved. But with merit, it is far superior to other quasi-sages. Stakes establishes religion, but cannot become a saint, little Taoist. I was very envious of the power of killing 3 corpses, but the saints didn't take it seriously at all. I suppress the Shura clan with the Red Lotus of Karma, and teach luck to Shura. The Red Lotus of Karma fire showed tremendous power. It suppressed the luck of the Shura clan and the Shura sect in the Sea of Blood. The Shura clan was established and the sect of Shura emerged. The merits of 3 feet descended from the sky fell on the sea of blood and the red lotus of karma fire. The sea of blood is the underworld. After the river's body gained merit, its aura surged. In the blink of an eye, its aura was only 1 step away from the Honghuang saint. But this step was an unbridgeable gap. The karma red lotus suppressed luck and gained some merit. Become the fire of karma and red lotus of merit. I, Styx, am the first person among saints from now on. The arrogant and fierce words spread throughout the void. Tongtian, you kill my best friend, destroy my clone, and let me rebuild several Yuanhui. Today, the hatred between you and me should be settled. The endless sea of blood floated in the sky, and the Styx River brought the Shura clan and the Shura sect towards the Tongtian Taoist temple. Styx wants to seek revenge from Tongtian. Fellow Daoist Tongtian used to be very powerful and mysterious, but his reputation has not been seen for a long time. Styx has gained merit, and now he is the first person to claim to be a saint. This battle will probably end in a fight. Many powerful people said in surprise. Junior brother Tongtian, it seems there is no escape from this disaster, I have a deep look in my eyes. Junior brother Tongtian, you were so domineering before, you deserve to suffer this disaster today, Yuanji said with a gloomy face. Tongtian, several of our Dao ancestor disciples have become Honghuang, but you are still only a quasi-sage. Today we will take a good look at how you are killed by the Styx. Seeing Fang Jianzunti looked like he was watching the excitement. Several people wanted to see Tongtian suffer disaster, but it can only be said that a few of them thought too much. Even Honghuang they didn't have the qualifications. Not to mention a Styx. A mere Styx dares to ravage fellow Taoist Tongtian, but I, Nuwa, will kill him first. Among the 5 saints, only Nuwa has a murderous look on her face. Sister, don't be anxious. Just when Nuwa was about to fly into the sky, Fuxi shouted. Brother, what do you mean? Fellow Daoist Tongtian has helped us repeatedly, and the Styx River once seriously injured you. Today I will destroy him, why are you stopping me? Nuwa said displeasedly. Sister, it's not that I'm stopping you, but I just made some calculations, Fuxi said. Calculation, can't you calculate Taoist Tongtian? Nuwa said. Fellow Taoist Tongtian, of course I can't do the calculations, but even though Styx is blessed with luck and is only a quasi-sage, I can still do the calculations, Fuxi laughed bitterly. Speaking of which, his innate calculation skills have never made miscalculations. Except for Tongtian. In Tongtian, it cannot be said to be miscalculations, it should be said to be completely useless. Once calculated, it is chaos. So what's the result? Nuwa looked very anxious. 10 deaths and no life. Honghuang, I can reach the sky without realizing the great way, and I will never change my form to author, Honghuang Xiaoan. Chapter 58. He learned that Styx was coming to take revenge on him. Tongtian smiled. I wanted to continue to retreat, but I didn't expect that Styx would deliver food to my door. Tongtian wanted the karma red lotus of Styx before. Now let alone become a treasure of merit, Tongtian can only accept it with a smile. After a while, the endless sea of blood has surrounded the chaos Tianhe formation. Tongtian is dead. Minghe has just gained merit and become the number 1 among the saints. At the same time, he can't wait for revenge. Without waiting for Tongtian to come out, after giving a scolding, he directly used the endless sea of blood to blast the chaos Tianhe formation. At this moment, the saints and all the great powers are watching here. There are endless Shura clans in the blood sea of ancestor Minghe. Such a bombardment may not be able to withstand the mountain protection formation of fellow Taoist Tongtian. A powerful person discussed. However, as soon as this powerful person finished speaking, he was slapped in the face. How could the chaos galaxy formation reaching the sky be broken by a mere blood sea Shura? One bombardment failed, and the stick's ancestor continued. After repeated bombardments, Taoist Tongtian's mountain protecting formation will be broken. The great power from before said with great conviction. What greeted him was a slap in the face. Time after time, the Chaos Galaxy formation was not affected at all. On the other hand, the endless blood sea of the Styx River bombarded the Chaos Galaxy formation every time. The blood sea was full of a large number of Shuras were directly killed by the backlash. So urgent. Tongtian looked at Styx bombarding him with the endless sea of blood, and he had a sense of déjà vu as if he was hitting a wall. Moreover, blood sprayed out after the collision, and he would continue to hit it again. Styx finally reacted. What formation is this? Styx's face was shocked. Last time, they didn't realize the power of this formation at all. This time, Styx didn't take this formation in his eyes. What a powerful formation, fellow Taoist Styx couldn't break it even after repeated bombardments. All the powerful officials were surprised. This formation? How come we, Hunyuan, can't see through it? I, Yuanchi, will take the lead and give the four of them a meal. They are the mighty Hunyuan saints, the strongest in the prehistoric times. Ordinarily, there is no formation that they can't see through. But now there is. My Nuwa can't even enter, let alone your Styx. Nu Wa, who was worried about Tongtian before, is finally calm now. When she saw the formation of Styx breaking into Tongtian, she immediately disdained it. Back then, Nuwa was given guidance and wanted to go in to thank her in person, but she was ruthlessly blocked. Tongtian, let's see how long you can shrink back. Styx no longer dared to hit the formation at will, and could only roar loudly outside the formation. Shrinking? I didn't mean to cower, it was just that it was so fun to see you bumping into my formation, so I didn't bother you. Tongtian's voice came out. Since you want me to come out, then I will come out. The body of Tongtian emerged from the sky. Tongtian is out, and the war is about to begin. The eyes of everyone watching here instantly condensed. Very good, Tongtian, since you dare to come out, today is the day when you will die. Minghe thought before that if Tongtian didn't come out, he really had no choice. Now that Tongtian came out, Minghe stared at him angrily, showing a strong aura. On the other hand, Tongtian looked indifferent. I want revenge. Just do it, no need to talk nonsense. Tongtian, I have gained merit and virtue, and today you are bound to die. Don't talk about the 3-foot-long merits of the Styx, even if you use the merits to achieve Hunyuan. In the eyes of Tongtian, it is still a joke. Karma Fire Merit Red Lotus, out. The Styx finally couldn't bear it anymore. A red lotus accompanied by the Karma Fire grew 10,000 times larger and appeared in the sky. In an instant, the Karma Fire swept towards the sky. This Karma Fire was accompanied by the power of the Styx's laws, and soon it's tough. What a strong fire of karma, what a strong law. The power of killing 3 corpses is secretly shocking. It has to be said that in the past life, the red lotus of karma was the strongest among the fires. But it is a pity that in this life, there is the fire of chaos that reaches the sky. He can only be the second child in 10,000 years. Karma fire. Is it strong? Tongtian smiled disdainfully. Fire of chaos. Show. The fire of chaos has also improved along with Tongtian's realm. Although the previous fire of chaos was extremely powerful and could even refine the chaos stone, its power has not reached the extreme. It is limited by Tongtian's realm and power. But now, Tongtian has become Hunyuan, and the power of the chaos fire has fully bloomed. This is what the chaos fire really looks like when it truly refines chaos. When the chaos fire comes out, all things in chaos tremble. Junior brother, is this the flame that burned us in Tongtian? Why is this flame so terrifying? Jiyin and Zunti, who had suffered from the pain of chaos fire, immediately felt that the chaos fire had become stronger. How come junior brother Tongtian's flames are so strong? The power of this flame can be felt from hundreds of millions of miles away. I was also surprised at Yuanji. All the saints were surprised. Of course, not to mention those who are great at killing corpses. What a terrible flame! I have a feeling that I may not be able to hold on for a breath under this flame. This flame gives me a trembling fear. The fire of chaos came out, burned the power of chaos, and filled the void for thousands of miles. The endless sea of blood was immediately swept into it. If the fire of chaos does not come out, the fire of karma can be called the king. But when the fire of chaos comes out, the fire of karma is in front of it. Not even a rookie. But in the blink of an eye, the karma fire emitted by the red lotus of karma fire merit was instantly swallowed up by the fire of chaos. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Honghuang, I can reach the sky without realizing the great way, and I will never change my form to author, Honghuang Xiaoan. Chapter 59. Stakes at this moment. Once again, he realized deeply that even with all his merits, he was still no match for Tongtian. To be honest, even if Tongtian didn't realize Hunyuan, the fire of chaos would be enough to kill him in the sticks. Now let alone reach the sky and realize the Hunyuan, the fire of chaos blooms in its strongest state. Stakes subconsciously wanted to escape. Stay away from this place from now on, stay away from Tongtian. When you come to my place, you must abide by my rules. Want to leave? Is it possible? Aren't you able to be resurrected indefinitely by relying on the endless sea of blood? Today, I have refined your true form throughout my life. A cold voice came out from the sky, and murderous intent filled the air. The fire of chaos sealed the entire space. Tongtian, it is impossible for you to refine my body. My body is the dirty blood of Pangu. The ancestor of Styx, who had no way to escape, showed his last bit of toughness. But this toughness only lasted as long as he spoke. At the moment he spoke, the endless sea of blood in his body had been consumed by the fire of chaos. Refined 1%. How terrible! How terrifying! In this way, it only takes 100 breaths. Tongtian can completely refine his Styx ancestor. Let his Styx ancestor's true body death is gone. Fellow Taoist Tongtian, spare my life. Ancestor Styx, quickly begged for mercy. Do you think that's possible? If Styx hadn't brought his true body, he might have been able to live a little longer. But he came to the door with his true body. How could Tongtian let him go? A sneer, like a world of ice and snow. Thank you for sending this treasure to your doorstep. Now, you can die and disappear. 100 breaths passed. The endless sea of blood transformed by Pangu's dirty blood was all refined into nothingness by the fire of chaos. The only thing left was the red lotus of karma and merit. This, fellow Taoist Tongtian is still as strong as ever. Why fellow Taoist Tongtian is defeated by Styx is all because of our overthinking. All the powerful officials looked at each other. It seems that this time for junior brother Tongtian is not a disaster, but an opportunity. Although fellow Taoist Tongtian has not yet proven Hunyuan, he is very powerful. We underestimated him. Earlier, I invited the 4 saints. They all wanted to watch Tongtian be killed by Styx. But the result was completely opposite to what they expected. Only then did a few people change their words, talking about opportunities and talking about being underestimated. Nwa Dojo. The previous result of Fuxi's calculation was that the Styx River was dead but not alive, so when Nwa saw the scene of the Styx River being destroyed, she was not too surprised. But at this moment, Nwa thought of something else. She said with curiosity on her face, brother, that aura that was comparable to the Hunyuan saint not long ago, do you think it could be Taoist fellow Tongtian? The aura of the Hunyuan saint? Are you saying that fellow Taoist Tong Tien has broken through Hunyuan? Fuxi was startled. But he quickly shook his head. It shouldn't be possible. Taoist Tong Tien has never transformed, established a religion, or created meritorious deeds. How can he achieve the Tao of Hunyuan? That's true. Once Hung Jun gave a lecture, he only talked about the two types of Hunyuan Dao, merit and luck. Therefore, in the eyes of everyone in the prehistoric era, there are only these two types of saints who want to realize the Dao. If there are these two, there must be visions coming from the sky. But Tong Tien, it has never caused a vision from heaven, which means that it has not created any merit or luck. Although Nuo had some doubts, she finally gave up. Sister, I deduce that there will be great changes in the ancient world, and I am ready to seek the throne again, Fuxi said in a deep tone. The last time he tried to plan his destiny, he failed, but he was still unwilling to accept it. Brother, why bother? Wouldn't it be nice to stay in the WA palace? Nu Wa frowned. Sister, I don't have the chance to become a saint, but I have the luck to gain status and have to fight for it. Don't worry, I will ask fellow Taoist Tong Tien before going this time. If fellow Taoist Tong Tien says we can make a plan, I will go. If fellow Taoist Tong Tien says there is no plan, then I will continue to stay in the WA palace, Fuxi said. The most dignified calculation person in the world, but he did not believe in his own calculation skills. Instead, he believed in Tong Tien. Not only Fuxi believed in it, but Nuo also believed in Tong Tien. When she learned that Fuxi had asked Tong Tien before planning, she immediately agreed. If it is, I asked fellow Taoist Tong Tien first, and that's fine. On the deserted island. After Tong Tien collected the red lotus of karma and merit, he ignored the outside world and continued to practice in seclusion. The ancient times did not remember years. In the blink of an eye, a Yuan Hui passed. The human race developed from the 10 tribes at the beginning to what it is now. There are thousands of tribes. And most of them have never believed in anyone. If faith does not exist, luck will exist. For the luck saints, it has a fatal temptation. Even many other great powers in the prehistoric era have taken a fancy to it. The fate of these tribes. The destiny of the human race is already like a dragon. Senior brother, we should wait for the West to make some plans, but we cannot leave it all to my two Taoist friends Yuanqi. Good. The guides and Zunti of Lingshan left with several Buddhist people to explain the teachings. Now Yuanqi has accepted many disciples, among whom the strongest Guangqinzi have reached Deluo Jingxian. Guangqinzi, I see that the destiny of the human race has been great. As a disciple of Chan Xiao, you should make some plans for Chan Xiao. Come with me to the human race for a walk. Yuanqi left the dojo with his disciples. Renjiao Laozi. The human race is the foundation of my religion. Nowadays, the human race is developing too fast, and the development of luck will definitely attract your greed. In order to prevent the recurrence of cholera among the prehistoric human race, our human religion must suppress all the fate of the human race. Two disciples, Dui and Suandu, come here. I'll tell you and the others something. Honghuang, I can reach the sky without realizing the great way, and I will never change my form to author, Honghuang Xiaoan. Chapter 60. On a desert island. Tong Tien wakes up from practice. The luck of the human race has become prosperous again, and the saints should start preparing to cut leeks. Tong Tien observed the human race for a while and opened the system panel. Cultivation, Supreme Hunyuan Second Heaven. Cultivation Technique, Chaos Power Supreme Technique Spell. The Technique of Enlightenment Magical. Power, Fire of Chaos, Divine Palm splitting the sky, insight into heaven and earth, capture the sun, take the moon, change the sky and the earth, the magic weapon of thunder, sun and moon pearl, Hunyuan golden dough, chaos pearl, 9 dragon cauldron, 4 swords of Zuxian, dividing treasure rock, 6 soul banner, heart-piercing treasure lock, water dragon pearl, 3 light divine water, 24 pin ding haizu, karma fire merit red lotus. After only 1 yuan hui, Tongtian has already reached the second level of Hunyuan. But the other 5 saints who achieved Hunyuan earlier than him are still at the first level of Hunyuan. The reason why Tongtian can catch up from behind. The reason is that the supreme method of chaos power practiced by Tongtian, the Great Dao method, has no shortcomings or disadvantages. However, the luck, merit and virtue are mixed, these two flaws are too many, and there are too many constraints. Fellow Taoist Tongtian, you are here. Just after closing the system panel, a familiar voice came in from outside the Chaos Tianhe formation. Tongtian stared at it, and it turned out to be Fuxi. Ding. Detection. Fuxi came to ask for advice on the fate of the human race, and was given 2 choices. Choice 1, stay in seclusion and let Fuxi yell and leave. Reward, an innate treasure. Option 2, provide guidance and help him become the human emperor of the human race, and gain all the luck of the new life of the human race. Reward, 10,000 yuan of chaos power. For this choice, you must wait until Fuxi becomes the human emperor and seizes all the luck of the new generation of the human race, then the selection task will be completed, and there will be rewards only then. Tongtian saw the second reward. He was instantly alarmed. 10,000 yuan of chaos power, what a grand gesture. With the power of 10,000 yuan of chaos, the chaos galaxy formation can block the way of heaven. Tongtian couldn't understand at first why this choice would have such rich rewards. But after thinking about it carefully, Tongtian understood. To help Fuxi obtain the title of human emperor, there is another sentence behind it, to win all the new luck of the human race. This time all the saints will be dispatched, and to help Fuxi himself is equivalent to fighting with the saints. The previous choices were not as difficult as this time. With the Chaos Tianhe formation blessed by the chaos power of 10,000 yuan tian, even if you do not prove the Dao, you still have the capital to ignore the way of heaven. Without the reward of 1 yuan tian chaos power, Tongtian will inevitably choose not to care. After all, the luck of the human race in the era of 3 sovereigns and 5 emperors does not have much effect on Tongtian. We only need to keep the luck of the 2 disciples in charge of the Lich and Lich clans from being taken away. But now, with this 1 yuan tian is such a big reward. Tongtian must help Fuxi. Speaking of Fuxi, last time Fuxi was seriously injured and his yuan shen was almost destroyed. If he hadn't taken out the 3 light divine water, he would have transformed into a human race now. And he will achieve the title of human emperor. Originally, Tongtian thought that Fuxi's trajectory would change after he was rescued by him. But now it seems that as long as Fuxi has the intention to seek the title, his trajectory will still change back. I'm here. Tongtian's indifferent voice replied. Fuxi was overjoyed when he learned that Tongtian was at the Taoist temple. He quickly bowed and said, Fuxi has met fellow Taoist Tongtian. Fuxi, you came to ask me this time, should you go to the human race to plan for your position and luck, right? Tongtian said. Fuxi was startled, then happy. Before coming, Fuxi was still worried about whether Tongtian knew about the human race's status and destiny. Now it seems that his worries are unnecessary. Mysterious and powerful as Tongtian, how could he not know? Fellow Taoist Tongtian is really amazing, Fuxi admires him. The admiration on Fuxi's face immediately deepened. Did you know that this time, not only you, Renjiao, Chanjiao, and Buddhism all value the dignity and luck of the human race, Tongtian Dao? No wonder so. Fuxi's face changed in shock. He had calculated before that the human race had opportunities for honor and luck. But it was chaos to calculate whether his plan to go to the human race would be successful. He didn't understand before why he couldn't calculate anything about the human race now. I understand, it turns out that there are saints planning it. Fellow Taoist Tongtian, Will I fail this time? Fuxi's face looked a little deep. His previous plan for the fate of the demon clan and the witch clan failed. This time with the saints, he lost his confidence for a while. If you don't come to me, you will most likely fail, Tong Tien said. For the sake of the system's reward this time, Tong Tien rarely cheated. In fact, if Fuxi goes directly to the human race, he can also plan for the position of human emperor. After all, as long as he has the heart to seize the destiny position, his trajectory will be there won't be much change. It's just that the position of human emperor can be achieved. But luck is very limited, no more than 1% at most. The purpose of hitting Fuxi like this is for no other reason than to make Fuxi believe in yourself more. To seize all luck, in addition to needing Tong Tien to defend the saints when the time comes, Fuxi also needs to obey Tong Tien's instructions and act. But when you come to my place, you can become the emperor and seize all the new destiny of the human race. Fuxi, who had no confidence when he learned that the saints had intervened, suddenly had a bright look in his eyes. Fellow Taoist Tong Tien, please give me some advice. Fuxi bowed respectfully. That kind of respect was something he had never seen before, even for Taoist Hong Jun.